We just concluded the recitation of Hallel. And these Hallel psalms are part of the Jewish liturgy and reserved for special times. And as Jews debate about things, we even debate, is this holiday a good enough holiday? Is this miracle good enough for the Hallel? Even in the Talmud, when it came to certain holidays, a discussion, should Hallel be said or not be said? Because we reserve these psalms for the overt and obvious miracles of God. The classic Passover, Shavuot, the giving of the Torah, the Feast of Weeks, the great revelations of God in miracles is what we reserve these psalms for. In these psalms we said, this is the day that God has made. Let us rejoice and be happy in it. This is the day. God made every day. What do we mean this is the day? We mean this is a day where God has really revealed himself. There was an elderly man in my first pulpit, my synagogue years ago in Newport News, Virginia. An elderly man who every time I asked him how he was doing, he would say, Rabbi. I'm from the Northeast. I'm from Canada, actually. So Rabbi was a new one for me. Rabbi, every day's a miracle. And I'm not going to argue with a 92-year-old man. He's no longer with us. So I'll tell you now. We shouldn't throw around the term miracle. Because if every day is a miracle, then no day is a miracle. Of course God made every day. But the verse, this is the day that God has made, is Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai, the four-letter name of God that we don't pronounce as it's written. You all know what it is. Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai, Nagila v'nismachavo. Now who made heaven and earth? God, right? Different name. If you go through the 6 days of creation, that's not the name that appears. In the 6 days of creation, that name of God does not appear even once. That's the name Elohim. Because the name, the four-letter name of God is God of revelation. God that makes us see the big picture and realize the kindness and the miracles and the love that he's bestowed on us. Makes us go, wow. And that's not the God of every day. Because every day the world's confusing. And there's a lot of natural forces at work that things seem to pull in different directions and things seem to even pull away from God's plan. And we don't just look around the world and say, wow, all the time. Excuse me to that elderly gentleman. Every day is not a miracle. Because God in nature is Elohim. And Elohim, the God of nature, is where God is somewhat concealed. He's there, he's in nature, he created it, but it's not right there in our faces as a miracle. That's the God of every day. If you go through the Hallel, you don't have to, I did it this morning, and you count up how many times the four-letter name of God, Adonai, appears, it appears in these short few Psalms 56 times. The name Elohim, I think I counted 4. Elohim made heaven and earth, made nature. Adonai made miracles. It's the same God. And when do we say that it's the same God? Well, we say it every day. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu. Same God. Adonai Echad. It's all one. The same Adonai is Eloheinu. The same God who performs the miracles is the God who creates the natural world around us in which he's concealed. But since on every day I don't see those overt miracles, you know what I do? When I say that it's all one, because it doesn't look like one, I cover my eyes. You all know that Jews cover their eyes when we say Shema? Well, we cover our eyes. If we just had to concentrate, we could just close them. But it's much more dramatic and it makes the point. We say, no, the world outside of us, it doesn't all look like one. It's not the world we're experiencing. And in order to really appreciate how all those different things in nature and in the world and all the different forces are all really one, on a regular day, I have to shield my eyes from the reality around me And then I can understand the oneness. I can hear it. I can see it inside. I can't see it outside. But there will come a day. There will come a day, the real day that God has made, that Adonai has made, that we will rejoice in, that I believe we're going to say Shema with our eyes uncovered. That we're going to be able to look out into the world and say all those different things. All the world of nature and the world of the various, what looks like different forces, God forbid, pulling in different directions, is really all going to be very clear to us. V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. And God will be king over all the earth. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad. But today, we said Hallel because today is a miraculous day. It's a day of miracles and prophecy overtly fulfilled. So to conclude this service, it's appropriate that we transition back because the work isn't done yet. We're a nice crowd, but we're not the multitudes of all the families of the earth in the house of prayer for all nations on a different mountaintop. We're a small group. We're getting going. We're starting the process. So we have to, so at this point, we will shield our eyes and remind ourselves that despite all the work that's yet to be done and all the unfinished business and all the things that sometimes look like they're going in the wrong direction, we'll shield our eyes from all of that and say, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. It's all one God. And that's what we do every day when we say Shema, every morning and every night. That's the Hallel of every day. There will come a day when knowledge of God will cover the earth like water covers the sea. And that is actually foretold in the words of Shema. And with this I'll conclude. Our most famous commentary on the Torah, Rashi, wrote in the 11th century that the meaning of the words Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one, is this. Moses, a few weeks before his death, standing before the people of Israel, giving his final speeches, otherwise known as the book of Deuteronomy, says to them, Hear, O Israel, listen. Listen well. Right now, Adonai Eloheinu, right now, he's our God. In the future, Adonai Echad, he's going to be the one God over everyone. So he wasn't just telling them an article of faith. He was giving them their orders. He was giving them their mission to transform Eloheinu, our God, and the God who's hidden, Elohim, into Adonai Echad, the one revealed God over all. Thank you so much for joining us, and Chag Sameach.